Testing, testing, testing. So, give me 1 second. So, testing, testing, testing. YouTube stream is also working. Looking good. Okay. Last night we didn't say it, but we both thought it. Alright, gonna give everybody another. I'll start at 7:05. I'll give everybody another 3 minutes here to join since I tweeted pretty late and I just put the link in the Discord. Your chat like remember your work for somebody get hurt. Cool, you do something. I don't want to show love. I don't want to give that. Like kick back, take chips, make kids, make big chips. Tell us Chris Stabs. Bitch bad about a bitch back. Alright, so about to start. Couple seconds here. So again, isolation session, same as every night. Again, this is the session where we go through the pairs, we see how they moved in the day. We see which ones are the best ones to continue to look at, which ones look best for us to trade during the NYC session going into the morning. If we see something that we could trade now during the Asia session, then we talk about it, we try to see what our positions could be, and we take the trade. If not, then again, 9 out of 10 times we really don't trade in this session. Again, this is just us marking our charts, updating our charts for the day, and getting ready for tomorrow morning for the NYC session. Again, the pairs we're going to go over are the ones on our right side where you see the red flag. So AU, EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, ZAR, Gold, Bitcoin, and US oil. If you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Something else I would like to add that a lot of people I saw were asking this question, and a lot of people were messaging me about this too, both in Discord and on X. What do I trade, right? And do I trade every pair the same way I do, right? Every single pair you guys see, even US30, the gold, the Bitcoin, the oil, I trade them all the exact same way. Even the regular stock trades, right? Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, the ones that you saw that I showed yesterday, I trade them all the exact same way. Right now, what strategy do I use? I use a wide range of strategies. I'm not married to one strategy. I trade the market, right? I do have rules in my strategy, for example, that you guys will see that's a little bit different than a lot of other people, right? 99% of traders do not trade the way I trade, which is just going one way with the trend. So the overall census, the overall base of what I trade is market maker's pattern. So for example, on a pair like AU, where if we go to the daily time frame, we know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation in the downtrend, meaning I'm only going to be looking for trades going short, right? I'm only going to be trading going short on a pair like AU. I'm not looking for longs. I'm not looking to buy. I'm looking to sell. All these movements for price going up, we let them go. It is what it is. I do not trade going counter. I do not trade going against the trend. That is the only key difference between me and 99% of the people who trade. Now, a lot of people will go ahead and say, oh, but you'll miss a lot of opportunities trading that way. Okay, cool. It is what it is, right? Once you break down the reasons as to why I trade that way, it'll make a whole bunch of sense. It'll make so much more sense than, the people who just trade ICT. Like, there's a reason why my win-loss is like it is, right? So, with that being said, again, I want to give everybody a few more minutes to join. I know some people are messaging me saying they're going to be a little late, so. Yeah, I'm gonna give everybody another 2 minutes to join, and then we're gonna get started. And it is what it is. Everybody could go back and watch the recording if they miss it. So, I'm gonna try to make this not too long of a session, right? We're gonna try to not go past 8:30. We're gonna not try to go past an hour, which usually we don't. So, we'll give everybody another minute here to join, and then we'll get started. And again, we're going to go over the daily time frame. We'll update the daily if we need to, but most likely we won't need to. The 4 hour, we'll update the 4 hour. And then obviously we'll update the 30-minute time frame, talk about what happened today with the news, and then go on from there. Give it about another minute. We'll start at 7:10. We got 40 seconds. Alright, we're gonna get started. So AU, let's go to the daily time frame again. We know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation in the downtrend. We're still in the same spot, so we really don't have anything to update on the daily. Now in the 4 hour, we know we're in the zone of consolidation again, where price was consolidating. None of these are breaker structures. We're still on the line, right? This is not a breaker structure. This is not a breaker structure. This is not a breaker structure, and this is not a breaker structure. Right, so now that we know that, again, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in a downtrend, we already know this is the best spot for us to continue to look for price to go short. This is where we want to start looking for these for these entries going short. Now in the 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low, lower high, back to a change of character and a lower low, which left us between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. In this 30-minute high, price finally, right, with the news that we had today, just went up and gave us a change of character. Again, we know that this zone of consolidation is in a 4-hour time frame, so we're not going to be looking for a break of structure in the 30-minute time frame, because we know that right now these are just sweeps of the highs. This is a liquidity grab that price did, and then it went right back down. The confirmation that price is going to continue to go up is when price gives us a break of structure. Now, if price gives us the break of structure, which is going to be if price breaks above this 30-minute high, then we could say, okay, cool. We'll go back to the daily time frame and we could say, all right, that's no problem. We already know price is going to want to have to go up, and just go back to the top of the zone consolidation, or at least go back to the 800 EMA, which would give us an internal lower high, higher low, lower high, right? Still following. We know we're still trading between this high and this low in the internal time frame. So with that being the case, right now we gotta wait it out. Price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows, hasn't given us lower lows and lower highs yet, so we gotta wait it out. We have no confirmation that price wants to continue to go short. We have no confirmation that price wants to continue to go high either. So right now we're just in a standstill. I bet I had to update this real quick. That was bothering me. Right, so we know we had a green 4-hour open today. We have a day of rise, counter going against the trend. All good, no problem. We'll wait for AU to play out the way it needs to play out. Euro AUD, we still have this gap at the top of the market. We had a day of drop, 2 days of drop, today being the third day. Perfect. They gave us a 372 going short, again going counter against the trend. We're making lower low, lower high, lower low. Gave us a little change of character with the wick, didn't count it as a break, just a little change, and then price went back down and gave us a lower low. Right, we could argue and say that this is all part of the same trend, and we could just say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, but it'll be the same thing, right? We'll still be trading between the same high and the same low. In this case too, let's go back and we'll start at the daily time frame. We know that EA, we're in V2, second zone consolidation. We're at the low of consolidation. In the 4-hour time frame, which is where we see the zone of consolidation, we could see that price finally broke below the zone of consolidation, but is not a break of structure. Why? If we put a line at the low of the consolidation, which is here, right, did we get a break? Not a valid break. The first red candle is a testing candle. The second red candle, if it would have closed below that first red candle that broke below, if it would have closed below the wick, then we would have said it's a break. But because we know that that's a sweep of the lows, again, at the low of consolidation in an uptrend, this is exactly where we want to see. This is exactly where we want to be at. Price then gave us a lower low, right? And we know that we're trading between these lows. The last red candle before the push to the top side, we'll mark it like this. We know we're trading between this low and this high, so we'll wait it out. What we want to start seeing is higher highs and higher lows before we start taking these trades. Right now we know that we're still lower low, lower high, lower low. So EA will continue to keep an eye on this. I want to go back to this one real quick. We know we want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA to go long. So this is going to be the high that I want to see price break. If it gives us a clean break of these highs, then we'll start looking for price. Right, I'm looking for a break, retest to continue this push to the top side. EURCAD daily time frame. We have 2 months of rise, this month being the 3rd month. Price already gave us that new high to the top side. We know we're in V1 at the top of the zone consolidation. So number one, we know that this is not the best place to look for buys, right? Not a good spot to look for continuation. 4-hour time frame, we had a week of rise this week. We could see price might give us that second week depending on what price wants to do today. Again, we still know we're trading between, we zoom it out just a little bit, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher low, and we know that we're still trading between this low and this high. 4-hour time frame, right? We zoom it in. We can see we're in this zone of consolidation in the internal time frame. So let's see that in the 30-minute. Here was good, Muhammad. Welcome to share, my brother. In the 30-minute time frame, we had high, higher, low, higher high. Then it went down, gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low. Where then price went up and gave us a change of character to the top side. We know we're trading now between this 30-minute low and we're trading now between this 30-minute high. We still have this 30-minute gap that hasn't been filled yet. We do have a change of character, but we don't have a break of structure yet. So this price going to the top side, right now we got to be patient with it. We know that price does want to, at the end of the day, they will fill this gap up. We just got to wait for that confirmation. Good evening. How you doing, bro? I'm doing good, my brother. How you doing? Had a pretty good day today. Can't complain. Right, we also know we had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, market must chop a rise, and it gave us a rise. You told them, right? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, so with EURCAD, again, this is one that we want to be patient with. We know we want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA, which is exactly where we're at. Outside of the 200 EMA bounce, I want to see a continuation. I want to see an engulfing candle, which we do not have yet in the 4-hour. We don't have one in the 1-hour. We don't have one in the 30. Nothing in the 15, and nothing. Not a strong engulfing in the 5. Well, I don't like this red wick. Right, I don't like this engulfing green candle just based off the red wick on the second candle. That top wick is, it looks like it could be an exhaustion candle, right? So we know that the 5-minute engulfings too don't really have that much weight on a pair like EURCAD. So we'll continue to look for it. We'll wait for it, no doubt. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I am going a little faster today than usual, but it's the same thing we go over every single day, guys. Let's start in the daily time frame. Whatever. So daily time frame on EU. We know we're in V1, we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. So again, not the best place to look for a trade. This is where the market makers love to trap traders. In the daily time frame, we can see we had a gap, right? Red, red, green, but the second red candle didn't close below, so it's not a valid engulfing candle. In the 4-hour time frame, we were in the zone of consolidation here, where price did break below the low. Right? Since it broke it with a gap, it's not a strong break, right? Going into the 30-minute time frame, we could see that price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, and gave us a change of character, higher high, giving us this low and this high. So now we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high, and we're right back at the bottom of the zone of consolidation in that flip zone. This could be a pretty good trade for us to continue the price going to the top side. Today we had a green 4-hour candle, price went up, perfect. So we'll continue to wait for this one. Again, this is a pair that we want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA, and this is where we start using all our confluence. Again, what do you want to see after a break of structure? You want to see a pullback. Where's that pullback going to be to? If you want to use EMAs, you could expect a pullback to whatever EMA bounce you're looking for. If you're looking for the fib retracements, you could be expecting a pullback to whichever fib retracement you're looking for. In this case for us, when we see price moving this fast to the top side, what does this already tell us? It could most likely be a bullish flag post pattern, right? Where price is going to consolidate between 23.6 and 38.2. And that's exactly where price is at right now. So if price decides to start giving us that entry point now, and again, once we get to the 38.2, the 23.6, once we reach the 200 EMA, I want to use more confluence, right? That could either be of internal time frame, right? 5-minute or 1-minute change of character, break of structure. That could be an engulfing candle. So that's what we're going to be waiting for. My bad, I just kept looking at something here, but now we're good. We had the gap today. Price filled the gap up, which is perfect. So we'll continue to look for EU. EU looks pretty good too. This is going to be one we'll keep a close eye on EU for today. GA moved counter. It went against the trends. Again, daily time frame. We know we are in V2, second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. But where are we? We're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Internally, what do we also see? Price is still making, again, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price, this past week, it gave us a change of character. Internally, change of character, higher high. Not only that, price also consolidated, was in a zone of consolidation, and we broke above the zone of consolidation. So this price going down and giving us a pullback, it's not bad, right? It's something we were definitely expecting. Why? Because in the daily time frame we had the 50 EMA. So now that we know that we pulled back to the 50 EMA, we know we gave a pullback back to the zone of consolidation. This is where I want to start looking for a lower time frame engulfing candle, which we'll see if we did, right? We have nothing in the 1 hour, nothing in the 4, nothing in the daily. In the 30-minute, we know we were trading between lower low, lower high, low, lower high, lower low, and then we have the change of character, higher high, and we know we're trading between this 30-minute high. Let's update this real quick, make sure we put it in the right spot. Pause. We know we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows. Right, price tapped into the 30-minute lows. Could this be the test of the 30-minute low, where we could have gotten an aggressive entry looking something like this? 100%. Right, but we'll continue to wait for it. What do I want to see for a confirmation that price is going to continue to push to the top side? I need to see an internal change of character, break of structure. We're still making lower lows and lower highs. I want to see that engulfing candle, which we do not have in the 30-minute time frame. In the 15-minute time frame, we also don't have an engulfing candle. In the 5-minute time frame, right, we have red, red, green, but that green candle does not have a bottom wick, so it's not a valid engulfing candle. If it was a valid engulfing candle, you would have seen we would have taken this trade right here. Right, we would have taken these trades here, having a stop loss down here. But right now, we know that that's not a valid engulfing candle, so we gotta wait it out. Gotta wait for our confirmations. Right, so at this point, GA is still one pair that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. We have a day of counter drop going against the trend. Again, any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. If not, once we finish looking at these pairs, we'll be done for the night, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session. GCAD, we're in V1. We're in the first zone consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side, which you could see price already started doing, which is perfect. Now that we made a break of the highs, once we get a break of the daily time frame, once we get a break in the 4-hour time frame, once we get a break in the 30-minute time frame, once we get a break in the 5-minute time frame, what are we looking for? After a break, you're looking for a pullback. Right, when price gives you a higher high, what are you expecting? You're expecting a higher low. So that's what we're going to start waiting for. Right now, GCAD, we know we're in the higher high territory, which is what we were explaining yesterday in these drawings that you see here. This circle is where we're at right now in the top of the zone. What are we looking for? A pullback to make a higher low. We had a day of rise yesterday. Today, price gave us a second day of rise. Could we be expecting a 372? 100%. We're trading higher high, higher low. Higher high, broke, gave us this higher low here. And we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. Again, this 372, what could disrupt this 372 is the fact that we're at the top of the zone of consolidation, the fact that we're in higher highs, we still don't have a pullback. So could this 372 still be a fake out, make everybody believe that price is going to continue to go up? 1000%. Right? I'm not a fan of trading at the top of the zones, because it's the same thing. When we're in a zone of consolidation, right? Let's say we're in the zone of consolidation and we broke, but price continued to break without giving us a pullback. And at the top of this zone is where they give you another double bottom, or they give you an engulfing green candle, right? Am I going to be taking these double bottoms? Am I going to be taking these engulfing green candles? Am I going to be taking doji candles, evening star candles? For the ICT traders, is this where I'm going to mark this as an imbalance candle here, where I believe that this is where price is going to tap to continue to go? There's a whole bunch of strategies and a whole bunch of things that we could use, but at the end of the day, market structure is king. I don't care what anybody says, right? Market structure tells me that right now, the fact that we're at the top of the zone in an uptrend, the fact that we're in a higher high situation and we still don't have a higher low, the fact that we still haven't gotten a pullback, we have to be very cautious trading a 372. We have to be very cautious in taking these trades going long when we're at the top of the zone in an uptrend. So it's gonna be a pair that we're gonna write down in our trading journal, but it's not gonna be one that I'm not confident in this trade. We'll say that off the bat. It's not a trade that I'm confident in taking. GJ, similar to US30 and similar to gold, we're in peak high territory, so this is another pair that I'm not confident in taking trades yet until we start turning around, right? Or until we get a continuation, which will be a 2 weeks of rise going into the third week, or a second day going into a third day. We had 3 days of rise. On the fourth day, we're expecting a no net or a day of drop, which is today, but we ended up getting another rise. And the reason for that is because we had a gap on the second day. So technically, this is not a valid 3 days of rise. Technically, we have 1 day of rise, which was yesterday. Today, we have 2 days of rise. And this is where we're at now. Right, and we know that we were in this 4-hour high. These 4-hour highs have not been broken yet. It's just a wick at the top. It's not a break of structure. So we'll wait it out. What do we want to see at the top of the zone? We want to see either price continuing to make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, or this is where we'll start seeing price giving us lower lows and lower highs, so we can start taking these trades going short. So we'll continue to wait for that. GU, daily time frame, we're in V1 again, top of the zone consolidation, not the best place to look for a trade. We had a week of no net last week. This week we see price went up. Let's update the 30-minute time frame. We're trading between higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, price kind of consolidated, went down, consolidated, went up, and gave us a break of structure, not a change of character. Sorry, gave us a break of structure. Right, broke these highs, which then gave us these new lows. We now know that we're trading between this 30-minute low. Last red candle before the push to the top side. And we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs. We also know we're reaching this 4-hour high, so could price come back up and tap into these 4-hour highs? Absolutely. So now, what do we want to see? We want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA. After a break, we're looking for a pullback. This pullback could be between, again, we understand that this is a bullish flag post, so it's going to be between 23.6 and 38.2. So if we add a fib, we know we're trading right from here to here. The break gave us this low, so we know our fib is going to be from here to here, and we're looking for a 23.6, 38.2 retracement. That's exactly where price is at. See, do we have the 200 EMA anywhere here? No. So could it go lower? Absolutely. Could this just be a 50% retracement, a 50% to a 61.8 retracement? 100%. And again, it's using the confluence, right? We know that in level 2, we want to see price bounce off to 200. So if it disrespects the 38.2, the 23.6 retracement, then we know it's going to go down to 50%. Right? Between 50 and 61.8, we also have the 200 EMA. Between 50 and 61.8, we also have what the ICT traders trade with the imbalance candle, right? So again, there's a whole bunch of confluence that we could use here, and that's exactly what we're going to be waiting for. So this is another pair that we have to continue to look at. Definitely going to be one on our watch list for tomorrow morning. And we have 5 more pairs left here on US30. Again, similar to GJ and gold, we're in peak high territory, so we don't really have anything here to update in the daily time frame. In the 4 hour, nothing really to update. We had an internal zone of consolidation. Alright, bro, this is why I don't like using the fibs. It's just too much on my screen. Alright, we know we were in the zone of consolidation, and again, we still are. Let's update this. What does this look like? So we're in the zone of consolidation. We had a bullish exhaustion at the top of the zone of consolidation. It gave us a bullish exhaustion candle. It went down, went back to the middle of the zone of consolidation. In the bottom of the zone of consolidation, we had the high and the low. Gave us a fake breakout, which then gave us a beautiful entry off the 800 EMA, going back down to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. At the bottom of the zone of consolidation, gave us another fake breakout of the lows, gave us one red candle. A real breakout would have been if this green candle would have been a red candle that closed below the wick, and then a retest. Then we would have been looking for price to continue going short. What did price do? It gave us a fake breakout, consolidated with the news. It went right back to the top of the zone of consolidation, went right back up. Now at the top of the zone of consolidation, what did price do? It gave us the first green candle to test. The second green candle broke above it. So now that we have a clean break at the top of the zone of consolidation, could we be expecting price to continue to push to the top side? It could happen. It's very likely for that to happen. Sorry, it's not a day of rise. This is a day of drop. Right? The fact that we have 2 days of drop, could we be expecting a 372? This is a pair where it's going to be a little 50-50. We're going to have to play around with it a little bit. Right? And the reason I say that is just based on the fact that we're in peak high territory. We don't have any continuations in the 30-minute time frame. We don't have any continuations in the 4 or the daily time frame. Right? We also know that in the 30-minute we were trading lower low, lower high, lower low, and price with the news for today gave us a change of character, higher high. So this is going to be a case where we kind of just have to be patient, wait for price to develop a little bit, because right now price just gave us just straight red candles back down to the bottom. It didn't give us any type of structure. It didn't give us any lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low to have internal break of structures. It just went down, right? Just straight red candles to the bottom side. So we have to wait for price to develop. Could price do something today where we consolidate between here to here? Absolutely. And then this makes it easier for us, because if price does the same thing it did here, where it would give us a type 1 pattern in an uptrend where it does something like this, then we know we could take these trades going back up to the top side. If it does a type 2 pattern where we break above and give a retest, then we could continue that push to the top side, right? Or if it gives us a type 3 pattern where it breaks, comes back down 50% of consolidation, and then continues that push to the top side, that could happen too, right? But ultimately we're in peak high territory. We know we want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. So right now I'm banking, if price does decide to continue the push to the top side, I'm banking towards a type 2 or a type 3 pattern to develop so we can start trading above the 50 EMA here in the 30-minute time frame. So we'll continue to wait for that. USDCAD in a zone of consolidation, exactly what we were talking about since Monday, right? We drew exactly what price wanted to do. We drew it out. There's 2 things price is going to do here at the top of USDCAD. And again, the reasons why is because we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in V2, right? In the market makers pattern, which is exactly what we have drawn here, this second circle here is exactly where we're at here. And what are we looking for? We're looking for that third push to the top side. But what's going to be our confirmation that we're going to get that third push to the top side is going to be a break of structure of the high of consolidation. So going back down, right, in the 4-hour time frame, we know that price is still giving us higher high, higher low. It consolidated, and right now we're faking out the tops, we're faking out the lows. We don't have a break of structure of the highs yet. So in the 30-minute, we could see the internal higher high, higher low, higher high, and price started consolidating, right, and gave us a break of the lower consolidation. After 2 days of price giving us a no net where price was just moving sideways, finally gave us that break of the low. So we know we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high, then price gave us a lower low. It gave us this break, and we know that all of this is part of the same trend. So we're saying that we're trading between this high and this low down here. So right now we gotta wait it out. Let me start deleting some of these things too real quick. USD ZAR still making lower lows and lower highs. And again, let me start deleting some of these things as well. Again, this is the same thing we were same thing we were explaining yesterday, right? The type 1 patterns, the type 2 patterns, the type 3 patterns. Type 1 pattern in the uptrends, we want to see the break of the lows, double bottom, push 1, push 2, push 3. Type 1 in the downtrend, you want to see the break above, type push 1, push 2, push 3. Type 3 pattern, consolidation, break, come back up 50%, come back down, break above the highs, come back, go back up, right? And then the type 2 pattern is consolidation, break, retest at the top of the zone of consolidation to continue, and then vice versa for the downtrend. So I'm gonna delete this now. I don't want to have too much on my screen, as I said. But make sure you guys take a screenshot, take notes of this, draw this out in your notebooks, draw this out on your whiteboard if you have one. Me personally, I have this drawn everywhere. I have it on my notebook, I have it on my whiteboard. Not only do I have it on my whiteboard, but I also have a loose sheet of paper on my whiteboard with these exact same drawings. I have the market makers pattern on my whiteboard as well. I have the 2 phases of consolidation. I have the stop punt highs, which is the same thing as the TFR, trap falls real. There's so much things I have drawn on my whiteboard. I have the type 1s, the type 2, the type 3, the bullish, the bearish engulfings, the bullish, the bearish exhaustion candles. So again, if you guys don't have these things drawn out where you could see it every single day in front of you, it's going to be very, very difficult to get it in your brain and memorize it. Because again, it's not only about knowing it and understanding it, it's memorizing it. The same way you know your first name and your last name, and if somebody asks you what's your name, you know exactly what it is. If I ask you what a type 1 pattern is and you say or if I ask you, you know, how old you are, you're like, oh, I'm this age, you could say it right away. If I ask you what's a type 2 pattern and you have to stutter or you don't really know what it is, if I ask you what an exhaustion candle or an engulfing candle is and you have to stutter, that means you don't know it, right? If you treat trading the same way you treated school, which is just studying for a test and thinking that when the test comes you're gonna pass it, and then when you take the test, that's it, you can forget about it the next day. If that's how you treat trading, you're not going to be successful at trading. You're not going to be successful in trading if that's the way you're doing it. So make sure you guys draw these things out. Make sure you guys study, really memorize everything and know it. It's not only about memorizing it, you're really understanding what it is that you're looking for. So USD ZAR, we know we have 3 days of drop, but price had a gap on the second day. There was a gap on the third day. Today there was no gaps, but price continued to push to the bottom side, lower low, lower high. Right, let's go back to the daily real quick. Daily time frame, not only that, we know we're at the top of the zone of consolidation. At the top of the zone of consolidation, without a break, we know it's very, very difficult to find a trade going long at the top of the zone of consolidation in an uptrend. In the 4 hour, we were making high, low, lower high, low, lower high, right? And then here we just consolidated. We're just in the zone of consolidation, and then we broke below the zone of consolidation here, gave us a lower low, pushed to the top side, lower high. So where could we be expecting price to go back down to? The lower low. 30-minute time frame, again, we're trading between low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this low, it's a fairly small zone, and these highs up here. Gold daily time frame, we know we're in peak high territory, similar to, again, GJ, similar to US30. Nothing really here to say. We're in a zone of consolidation. We're back at the lows of consolidation. We had 3 weeks of drop. After 3 weeks of drop, we're looking for price to give us a no net or a day of, or a week of rise. and we can see that price definitely gave us that weaker rise. Not only that, internally, we're in a zone of consolidation for today. Previous to this, we had 2 days of rise. Today being the third day, did price give us a day of rise? 100%. After 3 days of rise, market must chop or drop. So am I expecting price to continue this push to the top side today? Not really. Could be expecting price to give us, again, a no net or a day of drop. We had price just consolidate, and it gave us a type 2 pattern where price, boop, went straight up to the top side, straight to TP. So if you took this trade today, pretty good trade. Right, again, me personally, I don't really like trading during news, so I let this shit go. Right, I've done my research, I've done my homework enough, I've been in the market enough to know that yes, even though we had 2 days of rise, because we had news today, did this 372 have to play out and work out? Absolutely not. Especially not when price hasn't even given us a break of the highs or break of the lows. We're literally just consolidating, just moving sideways. So and at this point, I wasn't comfortable taking this trade. I'm still expecting price to give me a pullback into this 4-hour engulfing candle that we have here, and then this is where I'm expecting price to continue the push to the top side, right? So until then, I'm not going to be comfortable taking a trade on gold. Again, we're almost done here, guys. We have Bitcoin and oil left. If you guys have any questions before we go offline, let me know. If not, once we finish with these last 2 pairs for the day, we'll be done, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session. So Bitcoin, we have, well, this is not over till 8 p.m. So again, let's go back down to the lower time frame. We know we're trading between this 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. Still in this little zone of consolidation. Swept the highs, went short. Swept the lows, went up. This is actually a trade that really would have worked out for us. I would have taken this trade if we're up at the times that it gave us the entry. And there was a few pairs. We'll go over those now as well before we go offline. There was a few entries today that we really could have taken. Again, if we were up at the times that we had the entries. So again, around from 1 a.m. all the way to 3 a.m. if we're up for these trades, it would have been beautiful, beautiful trades. And then oil gave us a day of rise today at the end of the day during FOMC. I did take these trades, which was just a small 1-hour engulfing going short, back down to the lows. So a little 54 pip, nothing too crazy. But I did get out of the trade already once we this was the position. Sorry, I'll draw it out, make it easier. Once we got the retest of the engulfing candle, this was pretty much just a trade that I had. Back down to the neckline. Or a little 1-to-1, nothing too crazy. Just something that I caught at towards the end. But again, why don't we hold this? Because we're still making higher highs and higher lows. Not comfortable holding this pair yet, even though we do have we already have 3 weeks of drop. We already have the push to the top side. Even though we had a change of character, break of structure, we're on the 800 EMA. There's a whole bunch of confluence telling me that this might be the place where we want to start holding the trade, so we could start making that 3rd month low and continue to push to the bottom side. But there's also a lot of confluence on the other hand telling me that, okay, we're still in the mid month, right? Could price continue giving us a steeper higher high, and then towards the last 2 weeks of the month is when we'll start making those lower lows to go and give us that 3rd month low? That could happen. So right now, again, I'm just being patient with oil. I'm not going to be getting into these trades super, just anxious, just wanting to hold the trade. So we'll wait till we start seeing lower lows and lower highs. And again, we have higher high, higher low, all the way to the top side, higher high. So could this, from the higher high, could this be the higher low to continue to make higher high? Absolutely. So we just got to be patient. We just got to be vigilant when it comes to which trades we could hold, which ones are good swings, which ones aren't good swings. And that's pretty much it. So that's it for today, guys. Any questions? Let's go over the trades real quick. So this is my trading journal. I'll drop the link for you guys here in both chats on YouTube and on Twitter. You guys could also go look at it in the Discord. Right, these are the trades that I've started journaling for this month. Right, so the trades for today, for example, gold. Right, gold, again, no trades were taken due to high impact, but it was a 372. Right, we had no engulfing candles. There was really nothing here that told us to get into this trade. So even though I have it written down there, this isn't a trade I would have taken aggressively because of news. Now, Going to the next one, EURCAD. Again, no trading opportunity. What I have written down on the notes is no trade opportunity was given during NYC, but the trading opportunity was given at 3 a.m., which is exactly what we were talking about yesterday in the live session, right? If price gives me a steeper pullback back down to the engulfing candle, back down to the 30-minute low, this is where I want to start taking my positions, right? And that's exactly what price did right here in this green candle from 1 a.m. all the way till 3:30 a.m. If you're up at this point, this would have been my entry. Stop loss at the bottom of the engulfing candle, which is the 4-hour engulfing candle that we had, and TP would have been, again, TP number 1 would have been 40 pips, which is STP. TP number 2 would have been 64 pips, which is the ADR for the day. TP number 3 would have been the close of the gap at 96 pips, which price hasn't done yet. So, if price doesn't reach the gap, right, where were you looking to close, right? Something else that I look for is, all right, all of these green candles, at this point, I'm getting out at the first red candle. So I would have already closed here at 82 pips. That would have been the position on ECAD. EU also was one that gave us a pretty good trading opportunity, which is just a type 2 pattern. Again, where price consolidates, breaks above the zone of consolidation, gives a retest to continue to push to the top side. And not only that, we also know we had a gap here. So if we start looking at it, where's our position? Where would we have taken this trade? We would have taken the trade on the retest of the top of the zone consolidation. Stop loss would have been at the low of consolidation at 12 pips. TP number 1 would have been 38 pips, which would have been here at 36, right? Because if we do the 38 pips from the low to the top, right? TP number 1 would have been here at 24 pips. TP number 2 would have been 61 pips. So if you count from the low to the top, 61 pips would have been the closure of the gap. So TP number 2 and number 3 would have been the exact same at 51 pips. So this would have been another one. Now, if you wanted to be aggressive with the news and then do the same thing, trade until you start seeing a red candle, we could have closed all the way up here at 96 pips, right? And then Bitcoin was the last one that we saw here, which is in the zone of consolidation. We also know that at the low of the zone of consolidation, we had a 1-hour engulfing. We have a red, red, green, exhaustion, red candle, which is beautiful. This is exactly what we want to see to give the retest. The retest was given between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Again, similar to all the other pairs. So if we're trading this pair, is the exact same thing. We would have gotten in on the retest of the engulfing candle. Stop loss would have been at 44 pips, right? TP would have been 123. So if we're trading from here to the top, 123 pips is here is number 1. Number 2 would have been 800 EMA at 140 pips. But again, we could have traded this the exact same way we trade the other ones, which is until we see the first red candle. So 189 pips. So we definitely missed out on a lot of these trades. My bad, Muhammad. I had the screen still up with the trades. I just seen your chat now. I just closed it out. So to end what I was saying, we definitely missed out on a lot of good trades today. But again, it's not our fault. I trade between 6 and 10 a.m. I'm not up at 2 in the morning. I'm not up at 3 in the morning. So it is what it is. That happens sometimes. If you're a trader trading during Asia session, London session, and you could catch those trades, this is just proof that you could trade this in whatever time session, right? At the end of the day, people have different philosophies when it comes to trading, right? Mine is I'm showing up when I have to show up. If I show up and there's nothing left on the table for me, it is what it is. That doesn't mean that my entry opportunity, wasn't given. No, my rules and my strategy could be used at whatever time in the market. If you're up in London session, if you're up in Asia session, you just gotta wait for it to set up. So it is what it is. In EU, touch the 30-minute low and how to change of character BOS could have been a good one. I saw it and I was like, nah, let me chill after that GJ loss. Well, EU again. EU for me just had that type 2 pattern, right? Now the 30-minute low, it's you had this lower low, lower high, right? And then it broke and gave a lower low. So the only time it had a 30-minute low, it never really came back down to it. It was just this position here. Price never really came back down to the 30-minute low here. So yeah, like technically speaking, it didn't really give an opportunity for the 30-minute low because it just created it here. So could you have gotten into an aggressive trade here? Not really. Then you did say, yeah, I didn't count it because price was still touching it. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just a candle that was created now. So like, if you're looking at this in the 5-minute time frame, right? You had lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Then you had the change of character, higher high, right? Higher low, and then price consolidated, and then it did give a break of structure, right? Higher high, higher low, and then again, this is a pair where we're looking for price to bounce off of where? What EMA? Right? We're looking for this to bounce off the 200 EMA. So if we're in the 5-minute time frame and we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA, did we get the bounce off the 200 off of this one? No, so we couldn't use that as a confluence. We also didn't get an engulfing candle. The only thing we really got in the 5-minute time frame, we did get a break of structure, change of character. So if you wanted to get into a trade right on the retest of the retest of the break of structure, my bad, I had a brain fart. You could have gotten into a trade like this, 13 pip stop loss, 07 07502. Yeah, it wouldn't have been bad, 100%. Right, again, this entry, not only did you have a 5-minute change of character and break of structure, but you also had that type 2 pattern at the exact same time. So it really wouldn't have been a bad entry at all. Right, this would have been one of the best entries. So yeah, like again, not only did you have that 5-minute change of character break of structure, but you also had the type 2 pattern that played out. So that would have been a good trade. 100%. It is what it is. Yeah, man. So it's all good. Again, there's always opportunities in the market, right? And missing opportunities isn't a loss, right? Missing opportunity just gives you the chance to go back test, see what you missed, right? Compare. This gives you a great opportunity, right? You're gonna be able to compare your trades from yesterday, right? The ones that you took L's on, and go back into today and be like, okay, this is what was incorrect yesterday. This is what was done today, right? And start comparing the reasons why yesterday didn't work out compared to why today worked out, right? And once you start seeing the difference between the two, what makes a good trade and a bad trade, that's when it's going to start clicking. That's when you're going to be able to just be in the market and just be super comfortable taking the trades that you know are going to work out, right? Without without second guessing your decision, which is what happened today, right? Which is like, oh, I don't want to take this trade because I already lost yesterday. You know what I mean? Great session. Thank you, my brother. But again, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, we're done for the day. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Let me see something here on X. But alright, guys. See you guys tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for the live trading session, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it. One more thing. I'm sorry. Before we go off, right? Let's look at the news for tomorrow. We already know Thursday and Friday. We have high impact news for AUD at 9:30 p.m. We have high impact at 8:30 a.m. PPI, unemployment. And then Friday we have high impact news for JPY all day, and then news at 10 a.m. for USD. So should be a pretty good rest of the week. Price already pretty much gave us ADR for the week. It gave us ADR for the day. So I'm not expecting anything crazy out of the market for these last 2 days, but we're definitely going to be expecting something to happen. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Peace out.